Okay, so for chapter 27, I'm going to make two separate videos for your two tenses. This will be the video that goes with the future tense, and I will do the exercises in the back of the book for the future tense. And the future perfect, I will do in a separate video. If you have not taken a look at the Latin tutorial videos that I posted, please do that first before looking at this or before doing the exercises on your own. He does a really good job of laying out graphically what's happening with these verbs in a way that I think makes it very easy to understand. At this point, what is going to be super useful to you is to know the conjugation numbers of these verbs. Hopefully you've been putting at least the infinitive forms in your vocabulary lists and your Quizlets and your whatnots. If you haven't been, please start doing that now. If you have extra time, go ahead and put those infinitive forms for the verbs that you've already learned and go back through those, because that's going to save you a lot of headaches in the future if you know those. Okay, so for the future, you can use will or shall to translate these. Especially the first person, you can use shall, but we're Americans and it's 2020. If you just want to use will, that's totally fine. So the first and second conjugations here are super simple for the future. Your endings are bo, bis, bit, bimis, and bitis, and bunt. So first person, bo, second person, bis, third, bit, first plural, bimus, second plural, bitis, and third plural, bunt. Notice that it looks a lot like the imperfect, which is by design. The future tense is another tense that uses the present system. So these are all being formed from your infinitive stem. They've kept the A from the stem, and then they've just added these endings. Your personal endings are the same as the present and imperfect. So what you're looking for is the bis or the bo or the. Same thing over here with second. So it's very straightforward and pretty easy to recognize at this point for you. Where things get a little bit tricky is down here in the third and fourth conjugations. All you're going to have is a vowel change. You're not going to have a marker like the bi, the bo, or the bu, but the vowel will change. So your example here is rule. Remember that it's a short ARE for your infinitive ending. And what will change here in the first person is that E, pretend that the E is there, that the E will change to an A, so regam. And then here, the rest of the vowels before your personal endings are going to be E. So remember that this verb in the present, you'll have is, it, imus, and so on. So you're changing that I to an E to indicate that it's future. That's the only difference. So when you move over here to third IO, remember in the present, again, you're just going to have the I before the personal ending, but here you're going to add on that E. So you're taking this E from the future, indicating future over here in the third conjugation, adding it to the I because it's third IO, but you'll have these two vowels together plus your personal ending. Now, for third IO and fourth, these two vowels together before the personal ending are only going to occur in the future tense in the indicative system. So if you've got those two vowels together and you know it's indicative, and we'll talk about that later, then you know you've got a future. You've got a future. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I like this. Learn both sets of endings carefully. Okay, cool. The future of sum is, of course, going to be highly irregular. So you've got aro, aris, arit, arimus, aritus, and erunt. So it looks very much ending-wise like your first and second conjugations, right? But your stem is changed to the ER, which you've seen before in the perfect. And you're going to translate that as, you know, I will be, you will be, he, she, or it will be, we will be, y'all will be, and they will be. Okay, I'm going to move on to 27.1. I typed these out in a Word document so I can kind of show you what's going on. So I'm going to switch over to that. Okay, I'm going to give myself a little bit of space here. So this is 27.1. I believe your assignment is to do 1 through 6, so we're going to do 7 through 12 right here. And you're going to translate these verb forms. So the first thing you need to know is the conjugation of the verb. What's the conjugation number? So these first two are coming from MITO. And if you look up MITO, you can see that it's MITO, mitere, and the third. So that's what we're working with. So if this verb is third conjugation, because it has a short ARE in the infinitive, then mitet with an ET is going to be what tense? The ET is going to make this one future. So we'll translate it as he, she, or it will send. So the same verb is here for number 8. Again, it comes from mito, mitere, which is third conjugation. So this one is going to be your present. Just she sends, or she is sending. Translation-wise, up here, you can do that progressive action. So she will be sending. If you want to do it that way, that's fine too. Number 9, poterit. Oh no, that looks different. Where have I seen this erit ending? Oh, I just saw it with sum. So I can imagine that this comes from posum. My infinitive is posse, which means it's irregular. So I'm going to go on the basis of how they conjugated sum in my book on page 135 and imagine that this is future as well. Remember, if it comes from posum, it's going to mean she will be able. Again, I just found that out because the erit is the same as the future form of sum. So those irregulars are going to look like sum. Scribemus, remember that this comes from scribo, scribere. I wonder what conjugation it is. It's a short ARE, so it's going to be third. So how will I translate it? We will write hugnabunt. Oh, that one looks nice and easy. But remember that it comes from hugno, hugnare, which means that's what conjugation? It's first. So that's nice. So we just have our bunt regular future ending. So they will fight. And last one, number 12, monebitis, comes from moneo. And I believe this is second, but I'm just going to look it up to check. And you can do this too. Let's just go through. I wish you could see what I'm doing, but I've done screen share only. So we're back in the glossary. Moneo, monere is going to be second with the long E. So hooray, I was right. And that's going to be you all will warn. Okay. Moving down here to 27.2. Oh, good, we get to translate them into Latin. Okay, so same thing, you're going to need to know the verb more importantly, the conjugation number of that verb. Okay, so they will flee. Flee, our word for flee is going to be fugio, fugere, which is going to be third. And what will be our ending for they? So we've got okay, sorry, I had a cat on me. Okay, so we've got fugio, fugere, which is third. So my ending is just going to look like, oops, and you're just going to look like this. Fugent, they will flee. Just a regular third conjugation verb. Number 8, he or she is playing, which comes from ludo. Ludere, which is also third, I believe. So same deal. You'll have, ooh, that is the future. We want a present. So again, pay attention to what you're doing. So they will flee keeps the E because it's future. He, she, or it is playing. So that's going to change the E to the I for present. These look the same. Okay. So now he, she, or it will play. We've got ludo, ludere, which is still third. So now I need the E. So hopefully you can kind of start to see the difference here. We shall climb. What's my verb for climb? Ascendere, which is going to be third, I believe. Ascendo, ascendere. So we shall be pretentious about it. So we're going to keep our vowel and then add our partial ending mus for we. Now we're going to do present. So ascendo, ascendere. What are we going to change? Just the vowel. Change that E to an I to make it present. Ascendimus. And then you will love, we've got amo, amare, which is first conjugation. And you plural, we've got ama, bitis. So the ama is the stem, the bi makes it future, the tis makes it you all. Okay, and 27.3, got a translation. I'm not going to type these out. Notice that your verbs here are going to be future. So Quintus said, I will hurry to Heliodorus. Oops. And I will bid him farewell, or I will say goodbye to him. And then number 5, we got a nice imperative here. So Flaccus said, hurry, Quintus. Tomorrow we will hurry to the port and we will find, so these are future, we will hurry to the port and we will find a ship which will carry or will bear us to Greece. So hopefully by now you can notice the difference. Festinabo and eubebo are very easy to recognize as future. These are less easy to recognize. Here you have the double vowel, so that's helpful. But remember that the present for this verb would be with an I. Tandemus. And maybe that will help you a little bit if you're seeing these E's a lot with EIs and E's. You know that's going to be future. Context will help you a lot. Context will help you a lot. Okay, so this is the end of the future exercises in your textbook. If you have any questions, please email or call. Please watch those Latin tutorial videos because I think that they will help you a lot.